might die! Go, here we are.
Whoop whoop.
Bloody podcast, Might Die podcast number 5.
5, yeah. Woo! Here we are, number 5. Halfway to 10. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Back on the black couch. Nice and early in the morning. How you feeling, Shano?
Yeah, it's, 20 to 8 in the morning, Thursday morning. I'm a little bit, I'm just coming to, if you will.
Yes, definitely is a little bit feeling like that. It's nice and cold, isn't it? It's fresh.
It's definitely a bit frosty out there. It's a little bit chilly. Yeah, once again, another sort of get it done in the morning, get it out. A lot of things going on at the moment. A lot of things going on at the moment, actually.
And good things.
Yeah, really good things.
Yes, definitely. Bit of process in the things in the aspect of space and things to come in the very near future. Obviously, don't want to talk too much on it. Just we're securing everything on our end at the moment, everything we can do. So, and yeah, we will be sure to let everyone know and talk a little bit more about it once we can.
Yeah, as I think, as much as we'd love to just splurt our guts out about what's going on in the background here, it is sort of something that we have to keep under wraps, I guess, for a bit until everything is sort of in concrete and we can actually make this sort of thing happen. But yeah, a lot of good things in the mix, ladies and gentlemen. The future is looking quite interesting and
Bright, open,
yeah,
all the above on the good scales.
all the way we all semi sort of planned it to go. So it's very, very, very exciting.
Definitely.
Other than that, yeah, same deal. We're just sort of pretty busy with work. You're pretty flat out at the old man's factory, yeah?
Flat out still. Jobs aren't stopping coming in, so just onto that. And pretty much, as we were just saying, just getting everything in order so we can make the moves that we want to move and would like to make the move with on certain things that we're doing at the moment and have been. So, yeah, we're just being flat out. It's been really good, but it's also been probably that busy that we haven't had the time to just sit back and think about all the things we'd probably like to, but that's always a good thing when you got positive things ahead.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a pretty fucking flat chat few weeks coming on now, and I don't think, to be honest either, it's only going to start fucking amping up from here. It's like we've just clicked into second and it's time to hit power band in second and just keep going up those gears. But yeah, on that note, we were just sort of thinking about topics and where we're gonna go to there. You right there?
No, I'm not.
What's going on?
Well, clearly I can't hear. Just keep talking.
All right. A little bit of technical difficulties. But yeah, so what the subject of today we're sort of gonna hit on is the whole getting shit done. We just sort of cop a lot of feedback on things, people being like, fuck, you're always doing shit, fuck, you're always getting shit done, and all this sort of thing. So we thought we'd
You
sort
seem
of
to be doing so much all the time.
yeah, and I think we sort of thought it'd be a good idea to sort of touch on those sorts of things, because it is a little bit of a, yeah, I mean, we've always done things. I think we've always sort of been the sort of people that have done things, but
and out of the ordinary things.
Yeah.
Most people don't just
do.
So yeah, we're probably a good candidate to talk on the topic of just being able to get shit done, and whether it's the regular things that everybody does or the out of the ordinary things that some people like to do, all that, and they're usually the things that get a little bit harder to focus on, or are harder to focus on because there's no real path to do so, all the rest of it. So I guess we're good to talk on that because we have kind of walked a path that's got no signs on it.
yeah, definitely. I don't know. Do you have anywhere to start, or what do you want to sort of start on?
Just on the whole, getting shit done. The commitment side of things is big. Committing to the thing that you want to get done. Like, obviously, you've got to know that. We're not here to tell you what you got to get done because only you can decide that. But committing to the facts, like.
You gotta like sell yourself to it, like you own it, commit it.
Yeah, in your brain, make that mental.
I'm gonna finish this. Yeah, like
decision of I'm gonna endouse myself in it so I understand it, know it the best I possibly can, so I get the best outcome I can.
Yep.
And I think one of the biggest points on the whole committing thing, and a new idea, new paths, whatever that's come in, it can be very daunting. And as soon as we come up against something that's big, daunting, all the rest of it, we seem to, I guess, shut the idea down. It's easier to shut it down on the brain than what it is to go, yeah, no, I'm going to tackle it.
Because it starts getting so, it builds all the, if this happens, and then if that happens, and that happens, and then you end up with this huge picture of destruction in your head. So you end up just sort of going, I'm not going to even bother with it. Where the 90% of the time too, I think a big thing is like, you can always have an outcome of something in your head, but truth be told, it'll never really end up like that.
You could get it close.
It'll be close, but it'll never really be what you thought. So whether that be good things or bad things, you have to take that on. Like, you could have the dream of having all this stuff, and you might get there, but it'll be a little bit fucking abstract to what you really thought it was. And the same with, but I think commitment is a big... commitment's huge with everything. Commitment's easy to. It's easy to give up. I think that's the hardest thing about commitment is it's too easy to give up. And
That's right.
and unless you truly are committed to that thing that you either want to finish or you want to achieve for the outcome of it, it's if it's easier to give up, then you're probably going to choose that route. And that's where you've got to make that decision within yourself to be like, I have to commit to this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this, and nothing can stop me, I guess.
Definitely. And the brain's a tricky thing. Like, as I've learnt recently over the last couple of years or whatever, the brain's so powerful and so smart.
You fucking oath.
It'll subconsciously make the decision before you even know it's made the decision, and then you're wondering why you're having such a fuckfest on this path that you're trying to achieve things on, and it's just not working because your brain's already gone. It's too hard. It's massive. I don't know how to fucking deal with it. Whatever. You've kind of got to be conscious of that and tell yourself from the beginning, no, I can do it. I am going to do it, and I'm just going to focus wholly and solely on that, because once you make that decision in your brain, in your head, it's the flow. It becomes a flow. It's not a jam every time you go to do something, think of something. It's just one thing happens after another, and I think that's a big part, because as soon as you come up against a wall on something you're not too sure about in life, whatever it'll be, it's easier to shunt it to the side and let it slide, because it's like the example I said to you yesterday. It's so easy for people now to go and brush their teeth at night or in the morning, but you could simply make that task hard by saying, oh, I don't want to fucking do that. Or that's taking time that I don't have out of, my schedule, whatever. However you look at it, it's already putting a block up to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think the brain will naturally give you negative results to that thought. If you have a thought of doing anything, your brain will naturally go, but this could happen. And it's like, I think just the world and way we live today, though, that voice is just way more powerful. 100%. Where like there is still that voice that goes, yeah, but just do it and get it done, and then you've got what you wanted. But that's not as easy as, but if you do that, and if you were brushing your teeth, what happens if there was a puddle on the ground in the bathroom and you slipped over? Well, I'm not going in and brushing my teeth. Or I just don't have time because it's late. Or, like, they're just excuses. I think, excuses are another thing. Excuses are huge when it comes down to doing shit. Like, the amount, it's crazy. Like, even just the word excuses. Take that word on and study it and understand it, because you will be surprised at how many excuses you make and you don't even realize. Like, you've got to pull yourself back up on excuses because you don't even realize you're making them. It'll be like, oh, hey, do you want to come down the street? And your mind will instantly go like, nah, I can't, because it's like...
because of something.
Some reason. And it's, like, that's a big thing, I think. But
and if it can happen on a question, if you want to just go down the street and it can answer it semi for you, well, then something comes in that you don't really have knowledge on what you're doing or trying to do.
Something's running you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Something's driving you. Something's
excuse
pushing you. You
just
need
to stop that, or to stop the drive or from that happening is so much easier than, doing it.
Yeah, and I think tackle that you've got to then realise that you've made that excuse and then work out once again within yourself in why you're either afraid to take these moves, too lazy to take these moves, or you just purely actually don't give a flying fuck to take these moves. Like, these are all things that you need to consider and be like, well, what am I doing? Do I not want to go out into the street because I don't want to see someone that I've fucked over, or I don't want to fucking... There's so many different reasons, but you've got to find that within yourself, because chances are you've probably fucked up along the way, and that's what's stopping you, because there is something that's like, oh, I don't want to do this or see that person or have this happen again, or, well, maybe you sort of got to go through that to get back out of it. And
definitely. And I think that's also another good part of it is self-motivation to all this stuff.
Yeah.
Motivating yourself is a massive, massive part.
You got to, and I think I was sort of saying that, and like, you've got to be your own ass kicker.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And if you're not,
You
person
fucking-
that stands in line next ain't going to be able to change that.
Yep.
Because they can help kick the ass and shape it and make it go in the right direction. But if you don't kick your own ass, that person that's there to help, they are never going to help.
No.
They will never ever be able to help, because you're blunt to the idea from the begin with, because you don't want to do it for yourself.
And if you're not kicking your own ass, then you'll never be in front, because you've got to understand that there's people out there kicking their own asses. And how can you ever get in front of a motherfucker kicking their own ass forward?
That's right.
You can't, because you're still there going, oh, I can't do that, or I don't want to go there, or this is too hard, or excuses.
Yeah, so I think self-motivation in these few things that we're talking on is a big thing. It's setting goals, it's giving yourself that push, and a lot of this is, when I say giving yourself these things, it's unknowingly. The brain can do things very... It's a very smart tool, and
Yep.
you don't have to be focused on a thing at hand for it to make decisions, whatever, and those decisions can then play out, or have to play out, or whatever. So yeah, self-motivation, goals, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's just, again, back on that push on the commit side and that. But the self-motivation, I think, is a really good point and key to have when you're doing new things, just because if you weren't self-motivated and pushing, you obviously wouldn't be on a track trying to do these new things. And they would just all fail at hand if you didn't know or didn't think that you'd have to self-motivate, because people are going to be there to push. But if you're not willing to do it yourself, well then, fuck, man. Like, it's...
Yeah, you've got to constantly remind yourself that you're the only one in this.
Yeah,
and you've
pretty
got to
much.
be like, all right, I fucked up, or I've failed, or it's not working at the moment, but I've got to go back and I've got to try it again. Like, you've got to just... It's that self-push and... it's...
When that fire's lit under the arse, keep it burning by having these little things to self-motivate goals, and whether the goal is something you want to do or it's exciting for you, you need to have it there to give you that next push. Otherwise, you ain't going to go fucking anywhere with it.
Always keep stoking that fire, because if once that fire goes out, it's fucking hard to start her up again. So,
Definitely.
I think too, there's like a fine line with like self. You've got to push yourself enough, but like, you also don't want to be... You need good people around you for advice and feedback. Like, you don't want to put all this effort into something and it fucking sucks. Like, it
100%.
truly, no one else likes it. It's fucking shit. And that's going to happen. You're going to produce and do things that people don't like. But there's that... You might be trying to hold up something that is just it's only you. And that might work, and I'm a big believer in that. That's sort of what I've always done. But you still need that feedback to be like, is it good though? Like, is is it good? Yeah, like you
guess-
can be trying all your fucking hardest. You can be telling yourself that you are fucking good and you will succeed. You will conquer all these things. But are you doing it the right way? Are you like these are all other things that you need to also be like looking in within yourself to be like, is this the right way to attack this? Am I just almost I got a little bit of I've never had anyone tell me that anything I've ever done is any good. So that one thing I did that was okay, I ran off and I never spoke to anyone again. And here I am putting all this effort into something, but really that person that said it was good is just a nice motherfucker and they were lying to me. And now when I put all this 2 years work that I haven't checked with anyone, and when I drop it, everyone's going to go, what the fuck is that? And I'm going to be like, well, bloody fucking Dave over here said it was good. And it's like, well, Dave don't know shit, and Dave was trying to suck your cock because he's seen you had something fucking good going on. And, like these, they are all little bits and pieces. I'm probably sort of getting a little bit sidetracked there, but, I mean, yeah, we're sort of self-help.
Yeah.
Like pushing, you've got to push yourself.
Self-motivation.
Lock those goals in, and like I think too, like setting those goals. You can always, you can have it up in your head, and you can be like, "That's what I'm doing," and in 6 months' time, I'm gonna have that, or do this, or be able to achieve that. But
they have that. You got to have those there in place.
yeah, and you got to see it. You've got to, write a little fucking list, and get yourself a little schedule. Have some to-do lists. Try and remind yourself that at the end of the day, that's what you're working towards, and
Definitely.
and then when you get it, it's there, and then you can start looking towards something else, or you can feel like you're almost there, so you can start looking for something else in the meantime.
Sure. And when we speak of these things, these are just examples from previous personal experiences. So these are things that have happened, or things that have worked for us, I guess, personal things that have worked for us. So we're not saying these will work for everyone or whatnot, but they're just common grounding things that we thought, we'll speak on these because they have worked for us, and a lot of people are into hearing things that work for people, and people want to hear about the things we've done. So this is what we're doing. So yeah, basically, Borg's just touched a little bit then on my next point, and that's pretty much being organised. Being organised and having dot points, schedules, diaries, notes.
The right tools.
Notes on your phone, if that's how you do it. I'm personally a handwriter in a notebook, but if you're on your phone, you got notes, all that stuff. They're big parts that help the getting shit done, the committing, all the things we've spoken about already. The organisation side of things is huge. For me especially, and I know a lot of people are the same, I find it really hard to remember to know what job is at hand when I've got so many jobs in a hole that need to be done, so I can tick it off or mark it, write it down when something pops into my head, jot things down, because it's a massive safe haven, I guess, your diary, whatever, and it's good to know. It feels good to know that you've got it written down and you can't fucking forget it. Because that's one big thing that makes me forget absolutely everything when I feel that I'm starting to forget one thing and that thing's pretty important or it is good at whatever. I don't want to forget it. And I find it'll just run away from me. And for the fuck of me, if I try to remember things, especially in a pressure cooker situation, which is most times when it's getting shit done, work, all that, it's very, very easy to just run away and to get back in your head, especially, like I said, when you're under pressure.
Yeah, I think with like, man, writing things like I'll be the first one to be like for a long time I tried to do a lot of shit in my head, and it can seem like it's the easiest way. But the truth is, once you actually start writing things down, you also realize that there's not that much going on up in your head. There can be certain situations where you got a lot going on and it feels like in your head that fucking shit's going to explode. But you actually put that, you put a pen to paper and you work out what you need to do and the time you've got to do it, and you actually sit down and realize and go, hold on a minute, this is not as full on as I thought it was going to be. And
the tasks become a whole lot simpler.
Yeah, because you can, and you simplify them. Like, they can seem huge in your head, but as soon as you write it down, you're like, well, that's all I have to do. But in your head, it does create more of a bigger picture, I guess. But once you're writing and notes and putting things down and stuff, I think helps just to like level everything out. Once, I feel like once I write things down, that I really remember them because I've written it down. I've put pen to paper, and there's that little bit of
burns it into the brain.
Yeah, and I think they're sort of a decent. They help. They do. Even if you've got yourself a little whiteboard out the back that you sort of just suss out every morning and tick a few things off. And even if they are just things for you daily, that it is just to remind you to be like, get off your ass today, fucking go for a run, fucking do this, fucking make that happen, post a bloody photo every day, or whatever the fuck you need to do to make your shit work. They're those things that you need to sort of have in front of you and have at your fingertips to be like, so it's not just a big kerfuffle in your head, because it can easily just be an absolute shitstorm in your head.
Definitely. And I guess when you've got these schedules, notes, blah blah blah, all that, it's all well and good to have them there, but fucking use them. I know personally myself, it's very easy to not use them, to do the work, the work of writing all these things down and notes and keeping track of things, whatever, and then you kind of forget that schedule is there and those helping key points.
Distractions. Don't get distracted.
Yeah, and basically
don't get distracted.
Just always go back to what you've got and use them. Like, I guess having the schedule can become a job in itself, and then to remember you've got the schedule and go back on is semi like a job in itself. But you realize how good it is to have those jobs there, like the writing down the notes and stuff, when you do go back and use them, because they never disappear. They're always fucking there.
Unless you put them in your phone and you crush your phone, and then all your notes are gone and you lose all your fucking rap music and all your fucking shit and all your so that's why right. This is way better, ladies and gentlemen.
Another personal experience. Don't do that.
Pen and paper, man. It's fucking legit. It's here. It's real. It's not floating around in a little fucking glass box.
Or back your fucking phones up.
Yeah. On that note, though, I think distraction is a massive one. Like, if you want to actually get things done, then you need to fucking sacrifice a lot of shit and not get distracted by the bullshit that has been distracting you for so fucking long. And I'm talking on all levels. I'm talking friends, media, fucking family, fucking just every sort of... You've got to disconnect from all of that shit and focus. Focus on the task at hand and get it done. Like, distractions are a huge thing. And I'm like, from all levels, like, if you want to get shit done, you're not going to the fucking pub this weekend, bro. Sorry, man. But these are these things, and this goes back to being like hard on yourself. You need to be that person that tells yourself you're not going out this weekend, bro, or you can't ride this weekend because at the end of the day, you've got to work to do this. Like, sacrifices are fucking huge. And if you're not willing to fucking take sacrifices and do gnarly things, then, bro, you're never going to get the shit done that you want to get done. Like, truth be fucking told, that's it.
Distractions and sacrifices are two different things.
Well, yeah, no, well, you take the sacrifice to you have to sacrifice the distraction.
Yeah.
So they're pretty close there.
Yeah, you could look at it in so many different ways.
Like, because, at the end of the day, you need, if your distraction is getting pissed on the weekend with your mates, well, you need to sacrifice and not do that anymore, because at the end of the day, you need to be in your shed working, doing whatever the fuck you're doing, or out getting clients or whatever the fuck it be.
There's good distractions, and then there's bad distractions in something like this too. Like, the bad distractions, obviously, like you were just talking, but then there's good distractions that reboost the mind.
That's an escape. It's not a distraction. It's an escape. Different words. A distraction is to be you're distracted from something. You don't really want to be distracted from what you're doing. You want to escape from it.
There's good ones that also put you on the right path. That keep that.
But it's not a distraction.
Well, it is, because you're not focusing at that point on that same subject. You're distracting yourself with something different to then make you focus on that same job at hand easier. So you're distracting yourself in a good way because you need to give yourself a little bit of time to then go back to that job.
Yeah, I'd still then be going, but that's more of an escape.
Either way you want to put it, it's that's what it is.
You're sort of escaping your normal routine for a bit of, because you do, and that's another thing. You do need to escape. You do need these, even especially too for people that like turn their passion into work. That can be hard. Like once your passion turns into work, how do you escape? How do you find things that make you feel good if your passion now becomes work? And it's very easy to lose that. Like, you have to have a few little things on the side where you know that at the end of the day, this makes me feel good. If I can grab a guitar and have a bit of a strum, that makes me feel good. If I can get on my bike and go for a ride, whether it be a fucking BMX, mate, you just need to go for a walk. You just like bushwalking or walking. If these are these little things that can then, escape from the hard work that you have put on yourself, then it's a good flow and mix, and you can keep sort of going because you have that escape. Yeah.
I guess even no matter how good the thing is that you do, like I was lucky enough to ride freestyle motocross there for a bit, and I still needed an escape from the thing that I loved wholly and solely and was doing.
Oh, of
no
course.
matter what you do and your job is, or the thing you're focused so much on, you definitely still, no matter how much you like it, need an escape from it, because it'll get old, you'll get tired of doing it, and it just you burn yourself out.
Yep.
So yeah, that's 100% a really good key point on just escape. You have to do that, especially when you've got so many things going on. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Another thing, I just sort of, I don't know what you said that made me click on it, but I think another thing too is like when you're going into these things, like go into it going, this might fail, this might fuck up, and I need some sort of backup plan. Like with everything you do, like at the end of the day, go into it going, this might fuck up, and if it does, like you can't go into things going, this will work and it will only work and this will be the only way it works, because like if it doesn't, it'll fucking crush you. And I think
always be open to the fact that it may not work the way you're
plan B. Always have a plan B, and if you can, have a plan C, because man, the way
that's hard, because to get plan A is fucking hard to get sometimes, and we
fuck
get that.
100%. But I mean, I think it's grabbing opportunity. It's if you want to do shit, just fucking do it, and it's there to be done, and the opportunities will be there, and you might find plan fucking Z. You might have that many plans that you're like, bro, I can't wait for plan C to fuck up because I want to hit D. That's cool, and technically you don't want it to fuck up. You just want to succeed in it. You want to hit plan A, and you want to succeed in plan A, and now you're already ready for plan B. So let's do that. Plan B might not be successful. You might fail plan B, but it's all good because plan C is coming in hot, and you fucking got that going. Like it is. It's a very.
Or you can see plan B going down the shit chute, so you don't just keep pushing that, you jump straight over to plan C.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like B's that was a fucking dumb idea. Fuck that off,
but
straight to C.
Try it to know for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, failed.
Yeah, you've got to fucking.
And that's the bigger thing too. Like,
got to fail.
Putting these things to test, trying things out, trying these new things, because, man, you've got to know what it feels like to fail. To know how good it feels to succeed. It's as simple as that.
Spot on.
And new things, it keeps the fire alight as such in yourself, because you can get burnt out on things very easily, especially when you're putting all the fucking focus and drive into them
100%
every day. It's easy to just lose focus. So new things, putting new things in play, even if they do feel foreign as fuck. It might be the thing that comes so natural to you. Just, it's trying. You don't know unless you try, and you might have a brother or sister say that's fucking shit. Well, you should still try it. Just because they think it's shit doesn't mean you're going to think it's shit.
And most of the time, they're only telling you it's shit. If someone tells you it's actually shit, then that's their problem. Like, a real person will go, look, man, that's not the greatest thing I've ever seen or heard, but I think
give it a go.
But I think you've got potential in it, and this is where you should move forward. When people say, like, nah, man, that's shit, that's them jamming because it wasn't their idea. Remember that shit. Like, straight up. I'm going to leave you on that one with that there. But yeah, I can't. If I keep talking into that, it'll just not make sense. But run with that. What else you got on your little list there, Schmitto?
You kind of jumped over onto the sacrifices before, touched on. That's one of my last points, is like the sacrifices, putting the right ones into play and knowing they don't have to be forever. just putting the right sacrifices in, like, because that's can be sometimes hard. Sacrificing the things or the things you don't want to sacrifice, that can be hard to do, but you need to do that to make the next step work.
Yeah, like, I mean...
Not with everything, but...
No, like, but, here's examples of, like, like, I've had to sacrifice fucking so much shit to get to, like, where I am. Like,
yeah, man.
So much.
Over so many years.
So much. Like, and when it comes to just certain points hanging out with mates or just disconnecting from mates, because it's like I have to stay focused and I have to sacrifice this thing, or, certain opportunities you need to sacrifice, because at the end of the day there's a better one around the corner, and that's gonna... It's just a good opportunity, where this opportunity is just like, oh, yeah, we go out riding. Yeah, that'll be fun, but at the end of the day, that's going to fuck my opportunity to get me 10 steps ahead the week after. I think, yeah, like, that's a big sort of one.
Yeah, they're all big points, I think, that we've touched on. But, yeah, sacrifices, I guess they're all as valid as each other, but... Yeah, and they all have their key points. I guess there's no points we can talk about and why they're better than each other. They're all as good as each other, these points, and I think that's where the key is you got to use them all. And
keys, you got to do. It goes back to being number one. You got to do it, man. Like, this is we will come full circle on this whole thing. If you want to get shit done, fucking do it.
Do it, man.
Like if you want to swim, jump the fuck in the water. Yeah. Don't stand around going, oh, it'd be lovely to swim. Sure. Get in the fucking pool, bro.
And don't expect or think that a podcast like this is going to fix and solve all your problems. It's good that we can put this out there and help.
That's another thing that I did want to touch on. And that's like, it's not going to happen overnight, dudes.
100%.
Slow.
Yes.
It's a fucking process. And if you want to succeed in something fucking pretty decent, then it's going to be more of a progress. Yeah. I think, and like, a lot of people, I get a lot of people hitting me up asking me certain questions and shit, and like the main, I guess, vibe that comes from it is a very like, how do I get to where you're at right now? Yes. And it's like, bro, you don't get to where I am right now. Like you don't.
That's what's the word? Like that's not insulting, but that kind of
sort of. Like, it could be a little bit insulting. Like, do you just expect all this to come overnight, and you just and it's just little things like piece by piece get shit done. If you want to start this business, don't say you want to be a fucking a bloody spray painter. Yep. All right, cool. A lot of people come in and go, I want to fucking do it like you and just have my own spray painting business. It's like, no. Firstly, go get a job as a spray painter. Work there for 6 months.
Understand it.
Learn the ins and out. Understand the fuck out of it. Work out if it's even really for you. Because you don't want to jump into this whole thing, buy this whole business, fucking paint one house and go, this is fucked. Yep. No, you want to go in there, get a fucking job, work it out. Work out if you really do like it. Work out how you can take it to the next level in your way. Do all these things. Like, don't just jump straight in the deep end because you are like, I want my own business and I want to work for myself. I get that. I totally do. I fucking respect it. But go do the hard yards first. Go hustle. Get the fucking groundwork. Work up with, just understand what the fuck you've got to do. Like, I didn't suddenly just have a sign writing business. I mean, screen printing business. I didn't just go buy a carousel and start printing t-shirts. I went through fucking hell. I mean, to the point where I was a sign writer. So I was putting up signs for years. I had a little bit of that graphic design flow. I understood it. I did a little bit of screen printing at trade school. It wasn't much, but I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I spent hundreds of dollars trying to screen print for myself and went the common, oh yeah, this is how everyone does it when you're a beginner. And it just was a fuck up. All it did was fail. I went through t-shirts, or everything washed out.
Sets you further behind.
I did. It put me back 1.5 years because I just was like, yeah, I'm going to have all these shirts. No, you're fucking not. You're going to have fuck all. You're just going to waste your fucking time. I learned a fuck ton of that. But, and then I had to just magically come across a fucking screen printers and be like, oh, wow, what are they doing here? Fuck, these dudes print t-shirts. I'm going to get a job here. I walked the fuck in there and said, I want a job. I want to work here. I love the vibe of this joint. Give me a fucking job. And 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I was fucking working there. I worked there for 2.5 fucking years I can't.
Yourself.
Yeah, is a fucking huge one. And then I was lucky enough that, you know, the shit went up the fan with him, and I was lucky enough to score all his equipment. Like, and to be honest, that goes back, you know, I look at that now and go, I was lucky enough because I put in the fucking work to be able to deserve that.
The opportunity was created because you put the time and the work in to actually
100%
work.
Yep. Yeah, like I think, time. Just don't expect things to happen overnight. Like, be patient, and the more time you put in, like, I don't know, because everything I've done has taken so fucking long. You learn to appreciate it. You learn to look back and go, man, I've fucking come a long way. Like, if that happens overnight, it's just a cool overnight sensation. No one cares about you the next day, you know, and that's the biggest thing. If you stay hard, keep doing your thing, fucking earn that respect, you'll get to a point where it will just be running and you won't even realize. Like, you'll put all this work in over time, and you'll be that stuck in it that one day you're going to look up and you're going to go, it's fucking working. Mm-hmm. It's definitely working. I didn't even, holy shit. Like, that's going to happen. So, patience, dudes. Patience is a massive thing. It's not going to happen overnight. And
I guess patience, all that. What you put in is what you get out.
Yeah.
Putting more in to get more out of it. Mm-hmm. It's simple. It's a proven way of doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
Yeah, it does.
It fucking does.
If you put the right energy out and you be a fucking good energy, good energies will come.
You've just got, you know, let's just say, for instance, and this is on all different levels, but let's just say, you know, you got a bit of a drive and you want to get a job. You're in a good position. You need to find a new job though, and it's like, I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and fucking, I don't know, mow people's grass. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. You're happy with that? How about you go, well, maybe I might go to the big farmer up the road and see
if you need to chop
his
out
crops need to be, rather than mowing grass, I might see if he's fucking got a job and jump in his tractor and you know, step up. Always put something more in front of you. It's going to drive you. It's going to give you more opportunity. It's going to give you more things to fall back on if the thing that you tried doesn't work. People see that you're trying to do that, trying to do more, put more in, so they respect that heaps more. They take that on. It just fucking works in so many different ways. And if you're going to do something, fucking do it right. Yeah. As simple as that. I know personally that's how, you know, that's how it's bred into us Smiths and stuff, I guess. But it's fucking like, if you're going to do it, do something right. Yep. And that
put everything into it.
I've learned, I guess, over the time, doing it right, it feels fucking great, and no one can take that away from you. Once it's done, no one can fucking take that away from you, and only you know how good that fucking feels. Yeah, I guess that was just a little bit of a personal insight there.
Yeah, because you can't sort of expect and be like, oh yeah, I want all this stuff, but I'm gonna half-ass it to get there. Like, bro, you're not gonna get what fail, man. You're not. Yeah, like you need to put your fucking heart and soul into this shit if you want an outcome, or you want to get. It's everything, man. It's like everything. It's if you want an outcome from it, then you need to put everything into it so you get everything. But you know, fucking relationships. Yeah, it's the same thing. You can't be a fucking lazy cunt in a relationship because it's going to go fucking nowhere. You need to be 100% committed, down for the fucking cause. We're willing to fucking sacrifice. At the end of the day, bro, it's a fucking relationship. Like, if you want to get shit done, it needs to be a fucking relationship. And you need to be able to juggle all these things with maybe other relationships you've got. Yeah, that's where these sacrifices come in. You might need to sacrifice this for that. And it's just all one big, but I think we've sort of knocked on a few different decent points.
There's been a lot of good little points over the talk we've had, Shona, for sure. I've got a little bit of here that I've thought on over the time we've been speaking. Just a good someone to bounce things off of, like a really good fucking mate.
Yep.
missus, family, member, whatever. I guess
brother, sister.
It's it's a really good thing to have, isn't it? And like we're good to talk on that now because we have used that tool so much lately and recently on having a mate around to talk on, you know, bouncing things off of. Oh, do you think, you know, this is a good idea, or how do you think you might see it being done better, or this is my plan to it? And I think just in life in general, but especially when you're trying to get shit done, it's good to have a close bro or fucking someone around.
Just someone that can be sort of honest with you,
someone
yeah.
that can give you a fucking hand. Even,
Yeah.
You know? You might not need their helper's knowledge and stuff, but you just need their physical fucking strength.
And, you know, bouncing off I think, you know, when you're doing your own thing, like, on that level, like, bouncing, like, ideas can just become fucking huge in your head. Like, when you're doing your own thing, you know, you can be like, should I do this and do it this way? Should I invest in this? Whatever the fucking question.
Clouded.
Yeah, and they just become so fucking huge because you don't even realize how deep you've thought into it. And now you're just in this fucking hole where, like, you know, just having that right person around to be like, hey, man, do you think I should invest in this or not invest in this? Or do you think I should buy a new tool? Because I think it will help me, but I don't know if I should spend the money yet. Like, and they're going to go, well, bro, like, if you fucking need the tool, get the tool. And you're going to go, well, fuck, that's a good point. I didn't even think of it like that because I'm so deep thinking about it. Like, you need it. Yeah, you can't even think those, like, smaller things because you get lost in it. But yeah, I think, you know, you definitely need good, honest people around. And honest people that, like, people that aren't scared to tell you.
That's wrong or that's
shit. And you've got to be, you can't be like, fucking, it's not shit, it's fucking really good. Well, no, bro, I'm telling you, they're being honest with you. If it's shit, you need to go back to the drawing board and remake it again. Like, so you need to be on the fence with all that sort of shit. You need to be willing to accept when you do fuck up, and you need to have someone around that's, like, honest enough that is like, dude, I wouldn't do that. Or that's going to look really bad in fucking a year and a half, or that's going to do this, or I don't think that's going to really resonate well with people. You need to then go, okay. And when I say this too, it's a double line. For a long fucking time, people told me what I was doing ain't going to fucking work. Look at me now. But you do have to listen still. You have to take on what they say and be like, okay, I understand why you don't think that'll listen, but this is why it'll work, but this is why I think it will, and I'm going to push towards more of that and focus on more of that because I can see that working and I have got feedback from it. So I'm gonna do all that. But
I guess not being arrogant to someone's idea when it's not the idea you don't want to hear.
Yeah, big one.
Don't be fucking arrogant.
Yeah.
Put your ego aside, dudes.
Drop that motherfucker off and let them go.
Yeah, then I guess we could talk a little bit on that. Dropping your ego when you're trying to get shit done. If you got an ego and you think all your ideas are the only ideas and they're the best ones, well, you're not going to fucking get anything done.
And you don't even realise, like, your ego comes in when it comes down to those sacrifices and shit. Your ego's telling you to go hang out with your mates. You know, your inner self has to go, fuck them, and not in a bad way. Like, you know, because, like, you need them friends to be like, hey man, I've been working all weekend, sorry I couldn't hang out, but what do you guys think of this? And if your mates are good enough, they're going to go, bro, that is fucking sick, dude. Like, you missed out this weekend, cunt, but at the end of the day, what you just did on the weekend,
I would have missed out
for that. Yeah, like, that's sick, dude. And you've got to, and, you know, like, they're those things that, like, you won't know that until you try it. You'll think your mates are going to be like, oh, you fucking weren't here on the weekend, huh? You fucking do this and like, well, that might not be the case. You might have, well, if that is the case, you've got shit mates. Your mates are fucking shit people. They don't give a fuck about you, and you better fucking check yourself.
Try and find some new ones.
You need some new friends that give a fuck about you, because it's so easy to have motherfuckers that couldn't give a flying fuck about you, and they're just in it just to suckle off whatever the fuck you're doing, or, you know, use you because you are putting in all the fucking hard work and you are doing all that work, and they're just sitting there reaping the benefits.
Yeah, I guess my last point that's my last point I've got written down, and it was your point. Silent watching.
Yeah, that was just sort of another thing to fucking talk about, I guess. I mean, we're pulling on about 44 minutes.
We're just on that subject as such, so you might as well just touch on it a bit.
Yeah, just because it's been happening. like it happens, and it's a bit of a mass. It's sort of a little bit off topic, but it's just it's happening at the
But I
moment.
think it's a good off topic because it covers.
It does, it is, and I guess we all probably deal with it in a weird little way with everything going on at the moment. Is like the silent watchers. Like,
Yes.
I know yous are out there, and I'll talk to the fucking camera to be like, yeah, you cunt. You, the one that's just sitting there watching it and then just keeps fucking scrolling. Like, is it that hard to fucking double tap it? And like, I'll be the first one to fucking admit, like, I'm sort of lazy with that a lot of the time. But I'm not lazy when I see people that are trying, right? If I see
When they're
people
getting shit
pushing
done.
and getting shit done, I'll go out of my way to like that shit, to be like, I'm stoked for you. Now, with everything I do, I don't know. I feel like there's just this huge amount of motherfuckers that just watch, that just sit back and fucking watch everything I do, and I that's fine. What I do is watchable, cool. But if you're gonna watch it, fucking talk about it, like it, comment on it. Fucking talk to me about it. Tell me why you like it. Don't just fucking sit back watching like a fucking creepy little weird fucker, because like you're not helping this. If you're gonna like fuck off, and I'll fucking privatize my shit so you can't see fuck all. I'll delete your motherfucking asses, because at the end of the day, like, fuck off. Don't just creepily watch me do my shit while I'm busting my ass, and at the end of the day, it shits me too, because I understand how all these algorithms and all the bullshit works. Like, you put a lot of work into understanding that shit. And at the end of the fucking day, it's just as simple as like, all I need is a few more likes here and there, and then that'll go to their friends, and then I'll get more follow, and it'll just grow. But no, everyone just fucking sits back and just watches everything. Like, how can I get fucking 500 and something views on my stories, yet literally I get fucking... I can get 20-something likes on a photo. Like, how the fuck does that work? And it's viewed fucking 200 and something fucking thousand fucking times. Not that much, but hundreds of fucking times. But everyone just scans past it. Everyone's just fucking lazy. And like, I get that too, because a lot of the time cunts just post fucking shit. Like, that's the biggest thing too. Everyone's just posting fucking shit. No one gives a fuck. Like, because no one's doing anything. Like, and I get that. I get that. If you don't give a fuck, you don't need to like it and shit. Like, but there's an effort, and if you see effort, if you see people putting in fucking effort, appreciate it, back it up, because you don't know when you might need that fucking effort, and then when you come to fucking. And you need that effort won't be there for you anymore, because you put fuck all effort into that. And like, that shit will come around. There's going to be a fucking point, ladies and gentlemen, right, where I'm that fucking big that you will have to buy a fucking t-shirt off me, because everyone else around you's got one, and you're going to feel a little bit fucking left out, right? And that point is going to make you feel like a fucking stupid cunt, because you've been sidelining this shit for 10 fucking years and haven't done shit about it, and on the fucking 15th fucking year, you decide to slip in and go, can I get a t-shirt? And I'm going to go, fuck you, man. Fuck off. That's what's going to fucking happen, because I'm watching, dudes. I'm fucking watching all this shit. And like, I say this in a light-hearted, I mean, it might sound a little bit fucking handy-going, but I do try to say this in a light-hearted way, because I also know what it's like, you know. I got a lot of friends out there that I understand why they're not deep in and amongst it and all that sort of shit. But at the same time, like, I notice these things. I fucking keep an eye out. Like, this is what I fucking do, people. So like, I see you watching, and best you start making some fucking moves, I'm going to fuck you off real quick. I'm going to start calling cunts out. I don't give a fuck. I'll call you out. I'll make a video just about you, because all I do is see you watch, and I never see you like anything. I'll drop your fucking name, cunt. I don't give a fuck. I'll do that. I won't. Actually, I won't, because I don't have time and I don't care that much. I really don't. Honestly, I don't care that much. It's just something that it gets frustrating when you put in a fuck ton of work and you sort of everyone just sort of walks past it. That's life. You've got to accept that. That's going to be one thing that if you want to get shit done, you're going to have to accept that people are going to, you know, I'm talking even, you know, you want to, You want to play in a band. You're going to go to a show and there's going to be no one there.
Yep.
And like these are all things that like you do have to understand. But like I'm just trying to open you. If you are listening and you don't fucking like me, shit cunts, like it, give it, fucking subscribe to me, fucking YouTube.
Because that's
fucking hit the bell.
Basically, like,
Look,
and that's just in an overall sense, like silent watchers getting shit done. And I guess to touch on a little bit more what we're talking on before, is just there's going to be people there, especially when you're getting shit done, trying to get shit done, whatever. There's going to be people there saying that they're there to give you a hand, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, they're actually as well silent watchers. They're being silent.
AKA the energy vampire. Energy vampires. They will suck your energy dry because they don't have the ideas you've got. They don't have the push you've got, and if you're not careful around those people, they will suck you dry of your energy. They'll use your energy, and you won't even realize that you're not even putting any of your energy into your own things anymore because they're that good at sucking that shit out of you that they'll have you distracted, and you'll be distracted by them just sucking you. Watch people, man. Watch people, because people, you know,
they can be a really good help in times.
They can.
And that, but they can also just
choose your friends wisely, I think. And
so, yeah, and it's just good to be aware of it. They're gonna be around no matter what. You're not gonna ever fucking stop them from being there. People that are just, you know, sit back, watch, and then try and take things from you or take your ideas, whatever. You just gotta be careful on people. But
and it's weird. This was something that for a very long time I never understood the quote, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Mm-hmm. I never understood that because I was like, I don't want no fucking shit cunt around me. I'm not keeping them close to me. Now, I think what I worked out about that is almost like that's not for the good. That is what the evil do. They will keep close to you.
Fuck yeah, they will.
And I mean, if you're smart enough, you can keep them on the side and you can watch them and you can rally that shit. But be very careful of who you have on your team. Now teamwork does make the dream work, and you need a good team. But watch your team.
Figure your team out.
What are their agendas? What are they putting in? What do they want out of it? These are all little things that like you need to look real deep within, because it's very easy for people to just jump in your circle and do
they want you and them to succeed, or do they want the business that you're putting all this effort into to succeed, or do they just want to succeed?
Yeah, and they will burn anyone
for anyone else or anything else.
Yeah,
greed and greedy and selfishness, all that is a massive thing. Now, I guess, but just being aware of it is huge. If you can be aware of it, you can squash it and stop it instantly. You don't have to fucking deal with it, but being aware of it and maybe realizing that some of these closest people that have had a lot of input in your life, whatever, maybe that kind of a person that you need to pull away from or tell to fuck off. And that shit's hard, but you know, if you're aware of it, that's definitely just being aware of fucking shit people, and shit and just things. I guess when you're trying to get shit done, because people find it hard to try and get shit done for themselves, so they see someone else doing it, they fucking jump on like a vampire.
And like, bro, people will distract you, like to the point where like those fucking vampires, you'll be like, oh yeah, man, this weekend I'm planning on bloody writing a novel. Because that's what I really want to do. That fucking energy vampire will slip in and go, that sounds good, man. But I was gonna go do this, and then we could do this, and do you want to do that with me? That'll be mad fun. And then you're like, oh, that could be pretty good. Maybe I will. And oh yeah, I'll shout you, bro. And you go, fuck yeah, cool. That motherfucker took you away from your idea because they didn't have that idea. They had nothing going on, and they were like, this cunt's going to dog me. He's going to ditch me, and I'm not going to...
Whether that other person, too, it knows they're doing that to you.
Oh, most of the time they don't. They don't even know they're that person.
Whether they don't or they do, yeah, exactly right. just, again, be fucking aware.
Yep.
You can only control that and help that. And like
You could be the person. You could be that.
exactly.
You could be a fucking energy vampire out there, and you're
Sure.
just fucking on everyone because you're too scared to see and chase what you want.
Yep. And then you being aware of people being an energy vampire to you, you then realize, fuck, I'm actually the energy vampire to other people. And it's just understanding, putting yourself in the position to be able to understand and to basically get shit done.
Yep.
That is that, and that's what we've spoken about this whole time, is getting shit done. It feels fucking good. Be careful of the people that want to stop you from getting your shit done. And other than that, you should be able to fucking do it. Focus, take the time, spend the time, and fucking enjoy your shit and get it done, people.
Yeah. So I think we're running on about 55 minutes here, so that's a nice length, I think.
Go to work.
Definitely. I hope we did sort of touch on some topics and that can sort of shoot us in the right direction. Hopefully our perspective can help once again, because that's all we're doing here. I think we can. It's funny that all on this, and the other night we was just sitting down talking shit as we do. It was super late at night, and I don't even know where it came from. Yeah. I don't even know where it came from, but I just ended up just saying this little quote, and it was really good. Like, it was that funny that I said the quote, and I like paused and I stopped and I like looked at Schmidt and I was like,
it was very chuffed.
I was like, was that really good? Like, was that a really good quote? And
I
like,
don't even know if it made sense, but
I was
was
like,
that really good?
yeah. And then we had to fucking go back because I couldn't remember it, because that just happens sometimes when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and
We're on fire on
few,
so many
few,
different subjects.
few bugs deep. But anyway, we went back and I ended up remembering it, finding it. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of a run through and a shout out. I'm actually going to leave you on this quote. So before I give you the quote, make sure you do all the subscribing.
Yeah,
get on the YouTube. If you're obviously hopefully listening to this on the Spotify's or the iTunes, all that sort of thing. If you want to be able to watch it, hit the Patreon up. We're dropping the videos ASAP as soon as they drop, so it's a little bit more interesting to watch. We are going to drop those videos publicly, but
3 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks in advance, so they're going to come in later on. So if you really want to catch them ASAP, jump on that Patreon and sign up, sort us out, hook us up, support us. It means a shit ton. It's helping everything grow. It's fucking awesome.
And just on that same note, but a side note, people have come to us and said that the videos of the podcasts are sick because they're funny. They're more funny than just the audio. To be able to watch that and just see our expressions, facials, what's going on, the mad bloody gifs we get. And they reckon it's better. So let us know. But drop that in the comments if you think it's a valid point to say.
Yep. And feedback, always good. We love the feedback. So if you've got any sort of feedback for us, hit us up, questions, all that sort of thing. Other than that, livediefree.com. Get yourself some dope merch. We got a little bit of fresh coming up right now behind these cameras. There's some fucking really cool kid stuff. So that'll be dropping soon. We got a new phase coming in really soon, which is pretty much just sorting out all those colouring competitions and all that sort of stuff. So that's a little bit good. We haven't done many phases or filmed anything apart from this for a while.
Yep.
So
and just there at the same time, I'll chuck in too, if you need your bike serviced, fixed, repaired, rebuilt, suspension done, roadworthies, anything like that, come see us down at Talk Motorcycles in Melton, and we can sort you out. We'll book you in, get you a time, and get your bike done so you can go out and rip the fuck out of it.
Fuck yeah, that's living, Baz. Righto, we're pulling up. We're on a minute. We're 58 minutes. All right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the quote of the day.
Shano's quote time.
Write this, fucking spray paint this on walls and put a little dash and write fucking Big Shano under it. If some cunt paints this on a wall, I'll fucking send you a t-shirt. Yeah. Right? Anyway, here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the quote to leave you on. Let this settle in your brain and kick today's ass. Righto, ladies and gentlemen. If your intent is good, then bad things can only be a lesson. Let me repeat that for you. If your intent is good, then bad things can only be a lesson. Let that sit on you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. Much love. Stay good, stay golden, and we'll see you next podcast. Whoop, whoop.
Enjoy.
My toy!